you said if I can bring in the Odyssey any natural way, I would like to. This is a point where I would like to bring it in. Spoilers for those that didn't see it. I think the beautiful thing that he done in that Christopher Nolan, yes, is that the notion that the Trojan horse, while it was a great move militarily, it destroyed the social fabric of that society at the time. To me, I think there's a normalization that's happening right now. And every time we shrug at a corruption claim, every time that's just Trump, we're normalizing a government official who doesn't care about the people, who puts himself first, who wants to enrich himself, things like that. And don't get me wrong, every Bill Clinton winning broke came out like a multi-millionaire, owns half of Haiti. Obama came in worth a couple $100,000. He walked away with a 9-figure book publishing deal, Netflix deal. So by no means is all these presidents leaving broke, other than Jimmy Carter. And that's why he's still alive and living good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I just think that there is something to, I don't want to be the ought guy, but there is something to, we are losing the integrity of our political system. And it's not a Republican, it's not a Democrat thing, it's an American thing. Yeah. So like, I think a true patriot, we have to realize that like, hey, we have to learn how to talk again. We have to learn how to be partisan again. We have to learn to say bipartisan, yes. Okay. Like we have to, red and blue need to work together. Yeah. We have to learn that, hey, if you break the law, you should be held accountable for that. And not just how I interpret the law, but like, hey man, if you're hanging out with 12-year-olds, you should probably not get out. You should probably not get pardoned for that. And at the same time, if you are illegally changing the integrity of the voting system and you get caught, yeah, you should go to jail. I don't want anybody with 1,700 ballots in their backseat to be like, hey, what? No, they just like, no, go straight to jail, please. But I just think we're playing this game where I'm stepping over corruption cases, I'm stepping over fraud cases, like I'm matrix dodging international sanctions and crimes against humanity and genocides and all these things to land at, well, it's because I don't want trans people in the bath. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, what's the actual talking point? How are we as a society going to progress from this moment? Because if it just becomes a team game and I'm gonna let your 1% fringe view ruin the 99% of people in America who want things better, we're spiraling down in that way.
Welcome to why I despise populism.
Yeah.
And I can't believe people go for populism like it's a good thing. Fuck everything about populism. It is everybody for themselves. Mm-hmm. All that matters is that I win. I'm so right. It doesn't matter how many people I have to kill. And I know everybody thinks I'm being hyperbolic. Fucking read history. Mm-hmm. For the love of God. It's actually where it goes.
Is that also your takeaway from the Odyssey, or did you have a different takeaway?
Well, it's interesting. So now going to the Odyssey, yes, that's certainly one of the takes that they're trying to put forward. I think that there's even more depth and complexity in terms of the moral takeaway of, did Odysseus win or lose? Was that a price worth paying? It is real. And by the way, is Odysseus the hero or the villain? Mm. And so there's a couple moments where he does something I consider so stupid that I really wanted to hate him. And then he will do things that are so redemptive that I'm like, was Homer really that gangster at like painting the picture of the human experience? Or is this Nolan? So what I will say is, I was so moved by that movie that between that and that they play, like at the beginning of the screening I saw anyway, they played like 3 or 4 minutes of Dune Part 3. Mm-hmm. Those two things back to back were so powerful that I'm now thinking about like really making film a part of my life again. I was like,
that's beautiful. Let's go.
Yes, dude. I have been in the hinterlands of just absolute a loss of the thing.
That's the air horn.
So
I love that.
For people that don't know, I went to film school. Film was my first love. Like I couldn't have been more passionate about it. And then film just sort of fell off. So I don't know if this is really a resurgence or not, but it was incredible. So for anybody worried about Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey being woke, that is absurd. I am as anti-woke as you're going to get. Now, in full disclosure, I don't have a problem with race swapping. So if that is your like one and sole trigger, there are two characters, I guess, that you could be a little bit weird about from that perspective. First of all, Elliot Page does not play a great warrior, so don't be tense.
He's not Achilles. Like that was fake news.
all fake news. And the way that I don't know.
Him.
Him perfect. So the way that he's portrayed in the movie is perfectly fine for somebody of slight stature.
Yeah.
So just that wasn't weird to me at all. Helen of Troy being played by a beautiful black woman was not weird. If it had been played by Lizzo, I'm just going to be honest, that I would have had beef just because she's morbidly obese.
Lizzo catches strays.
Hey, that was not a stray. That's a sniper bullet from across the room.
I knew what I was shooting at.
Yeah. So that one I would have had beef, but she is a beautiful woman. So anyway, the only thing that I was like, okay, that one is a little jarring was, and I don't know if he's Indian, but he certainly looks roughly Indian. The actor who says the line, "We're all from Greece" or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, we could have handed that to somebody else. That particular
that's like
line.
interesting. I heard some commentary on this, and we'll get back to the show, guys, but let us indulge in for a second. Greek at the moment was similar to early America in the sense that if you go to the American North, there were white businessmen, Irish businessmen, Italian businessmen, black businessmen, and then you go to the Italian side, that's where the slave trade and stuff like that was. So Greek, at that level of their empire, there could have been somebody who came from Indian descent that migrated into the country.
Totally.
That's why I was like, oh, that is something. That's not like it's just a whole bunch of blonde hair, blue-eyed white boys that would have been on the front line. So that's the part that...
Well, first of all, Greeks aren't blonde hair and
you
blue-eyed,
get what I'm
but
saying. Yeah.
Yes, the reason that I would say you want to be a little more sensitive to that is that, hey, you're taking something from their lineage. It's one of the like foundational pillars of their mythology, and you have a line that references literally a line that references Greek people, and you give it to somebody who is clearly not of that lineage. It would have been a wise, like, nod of thanks, if you will, to the culture that gave us, you know what I mean? In something where you're doing something I don't have any beef with whatsoever. First of all, again, I just don't have a problem with the race swapping. That doesn't freak me out. But on that one, it's like, just like if I were going to do a remake or, Black Panther 4 or whatever, I wouldn't make T'Challa white. Like, there's just something, maybe I introduce a white guy, but I'm not making T'Challa white. There's just certain things. It's like, bro, you got one line about the Greeks, like let that be delivered by somebody who is actually Greek. Would have just been way smarter from that perspective of not creating problems for himself. But the rest of it, I can't stress enough. It is a non-fucking entity in the movie.
It doesn't,
you don't
makes zero.
Think about it at all. When you're in the movie, it is just not, I went into it like I am here because I feel like I need to comment on the culture. I did not expect to get caught up in, holy shit, this is such a good movie that I'm finding myself called back to the cinema like a fucking church. So like that whole thing, I'm there to find out if this thing is woke. And it felt so like, it was deflating because there just wasn't anything to grab onto. They didn't try to make Elliot Page, yes. They didn't try to make him like a fucking gangster fighter. See the movie, you'll see very quickly. So anyway, all the landmines that people thought he was going to step on, they're just non-existent. Helen of Troy even isn't like a big beat in the movie. It's like, so.
And even how he showed her beauty in that way, like it was still a nod to that.
Also, by the way, it was a movie about something else entirely. And they so deliver on the other thing, the bigger themes of the movie, you're just not going to care about the other stuff. So anyway, I have a whole thesis. I haven't seen the Critical Drinker's response. I really resonate with his read on a lot of movies. I will be very interested to see if he succumbs, because what I think is happening in all the internet pushback on it went like this. These guys were told that they were being psycho radicals for calling out how woke movies have become in video games, which is absolutely true. It was dire. We all lived through like 15 years of trash in the name of like putting forward a message in film. So it was unreasonable the way that people responded to them. But these guys built an audience around being anti-woke. Then the trailer from Nolan comes out that has these nods to wokeism, and they lose their shit. And the broader world of people that feel like they've been ignored and gaslit, they go fucking ballistic, just absolutely ratioing to death the trailers. And so these guys now are like, look, fucking Nolan's fallen off. I can't believe he did this. And so they got so much like positive affirmations from their takedowns of the trailers that I think they were a bit trapped. They have an audience that demands anti-woke rhetoric. Then they put out rhetoric like, yo, look at this trailer. They thought, oh my God, we're about to hit the mother lode of like, even fucking Nolan has succumbed to all this woke bullshit. And when they went and saw the movie, they had to dislike it. And so you got these early reviews where people literally were like, I just walked out. I've seen the movie. I am not now responding to headlines or trailers. I've seen the movie and it was lost and meandering. What the fuck?
Yeah, you were
Hold
watching
the
it.
phone. This whole thing is like, this movie will be studied for how seamlessly they jump in time, how well they handled that. I was like, whoa. Bro. So I was like, that shit was done so well. This movie was 3 hours long and it felt like 2, maybe. Like, I was never bored. I was never looking at my watch. I cannot believe how many beats they covered, how seamlessly he weaves these things together. Nolan for me fucked up Tenet. I was just like, what happened there? So I'm not like a dick writer for Nolan, even though I think he is one of the greats in cinema right now. But when he fucks up, I'm just like, Tenet was unfortunate. But he handled this so fucking well. So anyway, to me, this was Nolan at the peak of his powers. He messes with time even more deftly than he did in Memento, which is truly one of the greats of cinema. I hope people, even if you are as anti-woke as I am, that you will go give this movie a try, because holy shit, it is phenomenal and asks a very deep fundamental question about what it means to be a good person. Ooh, it's so good. It's so good. And pay attention to the sun. Yeah. Boy, do I want a spoiler alert talk about that shit.
I gotta watch it again now. I feel like I missed that one. Okay, all right, we're back.
His son.
The sun.
You mean Telemachus.
I was like, look at the sky. I didn't even look at the sky yet.
Right.
I was like, the sun was pretty. I like
his child, and what that says about masculinity, and oh my god, it's it's great.
all of high school was coming back to me. I was like, oh yeah, I remember highlighting that. I remember having to dissect that. Like,
and that's me. My high school, we didn't have to read it.
So
really? People were like,
Nope,
oh my
I had
gosh,
no
you
idea.
was that just me?
No. There was
Apparently.
internet discourse about that too. I seen that I don't know.
You did or didn't, Brian?
I read it.
Okay.
Yeah. And we both from Jersey, so that's like interesting. Like, we're 20 minutes away, and then you read it, I didn't. So it's crazy.
Tom, care to share what exactly you love so much about The Odyssey? Personally, I cannot really tell why, but the movie filled a longing in my soul I did not know existed. Been thinking about it for 3 days straight.
Flo Fibonacci, that is exactly why.
I agree.
So, okay, I'll give you the specifics. This is a spoiler alert because I'm going to go deep on the themes here, and anybody that doesn't want to hear about it, I hate doing this because I certainly want as many people here as I can get. But to talk about it deeply, I will have to potentially spoil some things. All right, so here's why I thought that it was utterly brilliant. First of all, the way he plays with time is very cool. And so you'll find that, oh, wait, this is either a flashback or this is modern day. He never says what it is, but you track it. And so he's so good at that. He does it in Memento in the most brilliant way possible. He does it again here, not in a Memento way, but a similar way of condensing things down, moving through time seamlessly, but you don't get lost. Thought that was brilliant. The themes were, to me, extraordinary. So I'm not entirely sure if I think that Odysseus is a villain or a hero, given that I believe in what the guy that wrote the Gulag Archipelago said, Alexander Solzhenitsyn. He said the line between good and evil runs through every human heart. Mm-hmm. When you watch the movie, and I won't say what he does, but in the movie, he does a thing that I wanted to like chew through the screen. I was so angry that he did it. It was so stupid. And I was like, yeah, but people do dumb shit. And so I was like, interesting.
The cave?
Yes.
Got it. Okay, I was like, what part?
Because it's the cave and he doesn't plug his ears in the one part. That's the hubris.
Got it.
Yeah,
got it.
sorry.
So you end up going, what a fucking dumbass. And then you're like, wait, Homer's just really that insightful. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing that I feel about Harry Potter was written by J.K. Rowling. So I feel that same way about her. She resists the urge to make Harry just a good boy. And he's petty at times, and he's insecure, and he makes dumb decisions, and he's too brash. And so, but in the end, does the good thing and the right thing. And so when you look at the Odyssey, when he finally, major spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't read the story, when he finally makes it back to Ithaca, but he does so in disguise, I was like, whoa, what is this saying? Mm-hmm. And it's like the surface is he's looking for snakes in the grass. And so you could just, like, I have the chills thinking about it. You can just go, oh, he's just being smart. He's being strategic. No. What he reveals in the end, when you finally find out who, what's her name is, what is her name? She's with
Athena?
Tom Holland.
Athena. Zendaya.
Yeah, Zendaya.
Yeah.
So when you find out who she really is, you're like, oh shit, he doesn't know that he's earned the right to come home. Yeah. And I was like, God damn. And so all of that, but then he fucking fights and you see him take everybody on and he's got to be brilliant and he's got to be daring. And then you realize this one for me was the killer because this is this moment. And whether, because I think that Nolan is probably a little far left, but the fact that to tell a true human story, he couldn't escape the reality that the only way for Tom Holland's character to be who Tom Holland's character needs to be, he has to finally man the fuck up. And so he gets him slapped down early in the story. He isn't man enough. His own mother is like, you're too big of a pussy. And so he's like, fuck, like, what am I going to do? And so he goes on this journey and you think, oh, he's going to finally man up. He doesn't fucking man up. So you're like, Jesus Christ. So he goes back to Ithaca. His dad rolls up and is like, I'm so proud of you. The kid hasn't done it yet, but his dad is like, I see you, I love you for who you are right now here. And all of us, I think, have this like longing to fucking hear that, even though we haven't earned it yet. And our dad, who is like the ultimate fucking dude, but also is a shit father, he's just gone. We feel like we've never even met our dad. We've lived in our dad's shadow forever. And our dad is still like, I'm proud of who you are. I love you. And she's like, fuck, that's what he needs to then be like, okay, I'm going to do the thing, right? Yeah. And so he's put in a position where he's like, he could puss out, but he doesn't. And so he goes and confronts his own mortality, the fact that he will have to kill in order to finally ascend to the throne. But his dad is like, I broke something. I can't be the king. I have to fucking leave. And so like the self-exile of it all, the like, I did it. I couldn't do it perfectly because I'm not perfect enough. And so I fucked up, but I did the thing. I did finally fucking make it back. And I did it imperfectly and I lost all my men. And for that, like I'll owe atonement forever. And so my ultimate sort of punishment is that I must exile myself. It's like, God damn, even now I'm fucking freaking out about it. So that whole thing was just like, yes, this is the messiness of the human experience. And I love that it came from some shit from thousands of years ago, right? That a guy fucking knew this that long ago. And that right now in this moment, we've gotten a little confused. Because we have stopped telling stories that are fucking morally grounded on the truth of the human experience, that you cannot have a king that hasn't earned his spot, that in trying to be a good king, you can fuck up. In trying to be a good husband, you can fuck up, and for dumb reasons. And that a guy trying to get back to his wife spends whatever 7 or 8 years on drugs, banging some other chick. You're like, uh-oh, like that's fucking weird. And then when he finally snaps out of the haze and is like, wait, like I've allowed myself to forget all these things. It's obviously a metaphor for people that try to numb the pain out and just like, and so the guy who's supposed to be the hero, he spends a lot of time numbing himself out, trying to forget his fuck ups and all the people that, oh my God, it's the fucking human experience. And Nolan managed to pack it all into 3 hours. And I don't know the original story. I didn't read it in high school. I've never read it. So it's like, you hear enough about it through life that you're sort of like skimming across the surface. I wasn't completely unmoored, but at the same time, I didn't know like what moral tale am I about to hear? Like, is he going to be painted as like I did everything right? And so at first I was just angry. And I was thinking when he does the thing in the cave, that I was just thinking that Nolan like is doing some dumb shit, or Homer doesn't know what the fuck he's doing or whatever. And then you realize, oh my God, like he's trying to get at the fact that we're not perfect. We do dumb shit. This guy was emotional for a second in the worst possible time. And other people end up paying an extraordinary price for his, what you're calling hubris. In that moment, I think maybe the taking off the beeswax, you could call that. But in that moment, he was just emotional. He was just mad. And so he did a thing out of anger to be like, fuck you, even though the obvious strategic move was to just lay low and get the fuck out.
And I think it speaks to Nolan as well, because and correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, because I remember you said you read it. Back when I read it, like I was like, why is Odysseus so overpowered? Like he's basically, you know how everyone complains about Rey in Star Wars? That's what he kind of felt like in the actual poem.
Right.
And so for Nolan to add those elements, like you're saying with the arrow and stuff, it humanizes him to a degree that the original story doesn't, which makes it more relatable to us. Like Nolan's whole inspiration for this was, I'm too away from my family all the time. And that is something about myself I don't like. And you see it in that last act. And that kind of goes into what you're saying with the whole, we make silly mistakes, we prioritize things we shouldn't, etc. I mean, it's just, Nolan's such a good writer.
Dude, I didn't know. I hadn't heard anything about why he approached the topic. That makes a lot of sense. So yeah, man, I am not surprised that it has stuck with you. It's also stuck with me. And I think it's for those reasons. He just touches on these really interesting human things that are, I think, hyper relevant right now to reorienting us to the messiness of trying to do great things, the things that are required if we want to ascend, all of it. It's wild. It's great. It's great, great, great. Thanks for watching this clip from the Tom Bilyeu Show. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so you never miss one of these in the future. And if you want to catch us live, you can join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific time. I hope to see you there.